Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Rodrigo, and this is one more episode of your OTW podcast. In this episode, we're going to be talking about one very common, interesting, important, I would say, topic. That is cryptocurrencies, actually, any encrypting technology. So, that means we're going to be talking about crypto coins and of course, its causer, its facilitator, that is the blockchain technology. So if you don't know what the blockchain technology is, I suggest you stick around and be with us. So we're gonna discuss a little bit more about it. You ready? So let's do it. All right, so first and most of all, it's very important to say that this episode is by no means any investment recommendation. Okay, we're not here to do it. There are many ways to make money with crypto, with this technology. Of course, there are many ways, but of course there's also many ways of losing money and just getting disgrace to your life. So this is not the intention. Okay, the intention of this episode is to get to understand a little bit more. Okay, first because here we're not experts in the topic, I'm not expert on this topic, all right? But I have read my fair share and I am in this market, I would say, okay? Personally, okay, this has nothing to do with OTW, okay? And I would like to share a little bit of what I've accumulated in terms of knowledge, which is not much, but I hope it is enough to light the sparkle, if that makes any sense inside you when you get to go after information and get to learn more about it. Okay, so without further ado, what is the blockchain? Okay, what is blockchain? What is the meaning of blockchain? You might be wondering. Well, blockchain, I'll try to simplify things here, okay? But it's the technology that makes possible any kind of encrypted technology, encrypted information to exist. Okay, what is basically an encrypted information? An encrypted information is something protected by a code. Okay, putting it in very simple terms, in a very shortened way. All right, this is what encrypted information is. And not only when I say protected by code, I mean almost something protected by a code that is almost unviolable. Okay, meaning there's no way to turn around. Okay, the information is protected. There's this information code wall protecting this other piece of information to be accessed. Okay, basically WhatsApp uses this. Okay, that's why only if you just I'm not. This is not my. This is no news. Okay, the app itself says that. Okay, yeah, something like the conversation you're having with this person is encrypted and stuff and blah blah, right? That comes around just to get to this specific point every time the person changes his or her cell phone number. Okay, her phone number, whatever, because there's a new number, there's a new piece of the code, and the code goes updating itself. All right, if that makes any sense. But okay, just getting back to the blockchain technology. Okay, so I think we're familiar here. I think anyone today is familiar with the idea of code, right? A code is a sequence of numbers that are based on on any major aspects like time, like codes in general, like you have, for example, 1 2 3 meaning stone, for example. So codes in terms of having numbers, like having words translated into numbers and vice versa. Okay, so this is basically the concept of code. Okay, so the blockchain technology is that when we have multiple codes combined, okay, in different locations, and making reference to the same web of dots. Okay, what are the dots? Okay, let's say computers are dots. Okay, so every time someone turns the computer on, it is a dot, providing information like location, like time. Okay, location and time are the main ones. Okay, there are others, but the main, let's focus on the simplest ones here. That is the time and location, right? So I think it's needless to say that the blockchain technology is totally connected to the internet, right? Okay, so the main focus, the main point of the blockchain technology here is not having something centralized. Okay, if we stop to think about the internet, I mean, if I ask you, where is the main hub of the internet? You know, where is there a place in which if a meteor, God forbids, falls to right now, we're gonna get like without internet on Earth? I mean, provided that this meteor is not big enough to destroy life, of course. But you know, is there a place that if destroyed right now, we're gonna get without in all the world without internet? You know, I don't mean without electric energy. Of course, that's another story. But without internet itself, the answer to this question is, of course, no. Okay, because it's not centralized. Okay, there are satellites, there are towers, there are cables all over the world. Okay, at least in the main in the main countries, right? So this I'm bringing the internet reference because the blockchain technology is on the internet. Okay, so it's not centralized because every time someone is here's what they call mine. Okay, as far as a Bitcoin. Okay, let's talk about the main cryptocurrency. Okay, the main focus here. Every time you hear that someone is mining Bitcoin, it means this person is on a computer working behind a set of codes that are constantly changing and that are not changing, you know, exactly every time, and of course, most of all, not changing easily. Okay, that's why it's called mining. Because I'm not gonna get much technical here. I understand this very well, but again, I'm not an expert. But here's the thing, to try to put it in simple terms. Okay, there are codes. Okay, that every computer, every dot, okay, every point, every hub, accessing it, have to try to guess. Yeah, I didn't put it wrong. Okay, try to guess, because you cannot know. Okay, the code of the pieces of the blockchain. That's just called blockchain. Okay, because it's multiple. It's a chain of points that are created constantly via mining. Okay, via breaking codes attempt. Okay. So that's basically what the computers do, okay? And some of these points, quote unquote, are harder to be accessed. Some of them are easier to be accessed, but they're in general not something immediate, okay? So it takes time for you to, again, break, quote unquote, these points, okay? These dots, right? So in general, as time goes, more computers are getting into this game, okay, or even the same number, but the more computers are breaking these codes, and when they break the codes, they get rewarded, okay? They get especially when we're talking about cryptocurrency, right? They get rewarded in the cryptocurrency itself, right? Of course, that doesn't mean you break one dot, you get one dot with a computer, you get one Bitcoin, for example, you know. But no, you get a little bit of it, okay? But you get something, you know. So the people mining Bitcoin are making money out of it in Bitcoin, okay? And the same goes for all the other crypto coins that we have, okay? I don't know how clear it's getting so far, okay? I'd like you guys to comment down below in the commenting section. But that's it, okay? I'm still talking about the blockchain technology, okay? So the blockchain technology, of course, it's not only used it's not only used, and of course, it won't be only used in the future to get coins, okay? To get currencies existing, but also any sort of information, right? Because, you know, let's say, for example, I want to register a PDF file or a Word file, whatever you name it. It's very, very easy. You know, anyone with a computer or even with a cell phone can replicate it, can make copies out of it, right? Okay, but deep down in the file, there will always be a original one, okay? But it's so irrelevant in this world of using the computer to change, duplicate, delete, and create new files, that we don't use it, okay? But say, and it's very easy. Again, it's so irrelevant that it's very easy to be manipulated, okay? These files inside the computer, right? What happens with the blockchain technology? Since they're not centralized, in other words, since they're not done in only one point, in only one computer, in only one person or group, okay, they're connected in many different points, in different places, people with different interests, if that makes any sense. But there's no way to say that a file, for example, that is acknowledged by all the other points, all the other people involved in the recognition, so to say, of this file, as my example is bringing, there are other people testifying that this file is the original one, okay? So this is basically the same thing, okay? So getting back a little on what I was saying, the web, okay, this is the perfect example, is not centralized, okay, but it's connected, directly connected. So every computer getting into this web will be recognized, will be acknowledged, will be authorized, okay, at least at first, if nothing wrong happens, and will have access to the history information, okay? Mark this word, history information. So what these connections are doing around is creating new puzzles, okay, that's the term. So the computers connected will be able to take guesses, okay, like trying the number. Say, for example, it's 4 letters. Sorry, it's four digits. Okay, so 0001, no, 0002, no, 0003, and so until say, for example, the number is 3995, for example, it gets there, right? Okay, so how long would a computer take to get this number? Okay, I mean, let's put it in a different way. How long would it take for a person, for someone typing this number, like 0001, enter, wrong, 0002, if you had, of course, multiple attempts possible, right? How long would it take you to get into someone's Facebook, for example, if you had, maybe you have, I don't know, and I don't really want to know in this case, but if you have like infinite possibilities to access that account, and if you know for a fact that the password of this account contains 4 digits and nothing more, okay? So by doing this 001, enter, 000, how long would it take you? Depends on your speed, which is the minor fact here, okay? And depends, of course, on what the number is, right? Say the number is 0006, okay? So it will take you a couple of minutes. But if the number is the 9999, it would take you probably a couple of days, right? Okay, so the period in which it takes for one of the people involved, okay? I'm gonna talk people here because computers don't do much alone, right? The amount of time that takes for people to, I'm using this term break, okay, but not in the negative sense, in the sense of decodifying, okay, of finding out what the secret numbers are, okay? So the time it takes for people, for the players, I think it's an even better way to describe it. The time it takes for the players involved to break, to decodify, to access each one of the points, it is registered in the history of the file, okay? I mean, the file is the whole system, okay? Think of any cryptocurrency as a big system, as a big web of connections, just like the internet itself, okay? There's no owner, there's no boss, but there are rules, okay? So there's no rule that say that you should take X or Y amount of time to decodify, to decode or to find out the passwords, in my example here, right? I'm saying passwords because it's the the easiest way to paint it, okay? There's no rule that says that, but the faster you do it, the better for you, because there will be others trying, okay? Let's go back to the example of the Facebook password, the 4-digit Facebook password, okay? Say you know for a fact, that your neighbors, your friends' password is anyone access, of course, his account, for whatever reason, doesn't matter. Say you know for a fact that his password, his Facebook account has 4-digit password, okay, and you have infinite, as many attempts as you want, okay. But say you're not alone. Say there are 5 other people doing that, okay? Who's gonna get it first? It will depend on all the factors that you know, that I've already mentioned some examples, right? So the first who breaks this code, okay, who finds out what the password, quote unquote, is, gets to be the owner of the dot, okay, the point. Again, we're talking about multiple dots that are being created constantly by different people in different places, okay, and it's in a endless process, okay. So you might be asking me right now, so what is the point of all of it? The point of all of it is to get all the history that we will translate. Again, you remember, words can be translated as number and vice versa, right? I said that at the beginning of the video, of the podcast. So say there are multiple people doing this at the same time, okay? And the history we're talking about here, okay? Like, hey, you took 5 minutes to figure out, to discover, to find out, to code, break, whatever you call it, your neighbor's password, okay? So you get the point here, okay? Say for example, again in this metaphor, say for example, there's a big web composed of multiple Facebook accounts, okay, that are being accessed via this process I described here, okay? And they all connected, in their history. There's a history unified behind them all, okay? So what is the point of all of it? The point is, we have the history, we have this translated into code, and there's no way to fake things here, okay? One good metaphor for it is the social dynamics. Say, for example, the neighborhood you live, okay? Your neighbors know you, okay, if you're a normal person, okay? But say for the example, for the sake of the rational, that your neighbors know you, okay? Oh, let me put it better. Your family, okay? Your family knows you. Let's suppose I dress like you, and next Christmas dinner, I go on your behalf. I mean, I go not on your behalf, but I kidnap you, for example, and I go dress up like you, and I go there telling your family that I'm you. What are the odds of your family accepting it? Near to zero. I mean, impossible. There's no way it will happen, right? Okay, so let's change things. Let's say I have a magical power of okay, I kidnap you, but I have the power, the X-Men power of that girl. I forgot her name right now, Mystic, I guess, of replicating your image. Okay, now I look exactly like you, and I go to your family's reunion, to family dinner, Christmas, or any other celebration. They're together, all of your uncles, your cousins, everyone, okay, that knows you from the day you were born, practically, right? Okay, now the chances are a little bigger, aren't they? But probably the moment I start talking, if I haven't studied you, if I have no idea who you are, what you like, what movies you saw, what things happen in your life, okay, I go there with your voice, with your body, with your look like. But the moment I start talking, your family members will look at each other and go like, hey, what the hell is wrong with him? This is not him, okay? So you understand my point, right? There's no way to fake it, okay? Because there's no way to change what has already happened, okay? The experiences you have in your life, okay? I mean, the metaphor with your image is just to say that, okay, let's say it is possible, okay, to replicate your image, but it's not possible to replicate your memory, okay? At least to the point where this podcast is being recorded, it's not possible to record your memories, okay? I cannot replicate that. I can, of course, learn a few things that happened to you and occasionally use here and there and get your family believing me that I'm you, for in this metaphor again, for love of Christ is a metaphor. But I can do this all the time and with all your family, okay? So this is, I don't know if I am happy in this example, if I'm being successful here explaining it, but that's basically what happens when you have this dynamic of a big web of computers, of people operating, decoding or trying to decode the puzzles, okay, that exist, okay? We have a set of information, gigantic and constant, okay? Because this is exactly what human beings are, a set of information, gigantic set of information, and constant. Because today I'm 30, I'm on my 30s, but 10 years from now I'll be on my 40s. Today I have one kid, 2 years from now I might have two, today I'm married and next year I might be divorced. Okay, so that's precisely the reference we have with the cryptocurrencies, okay? A web, okay, connecting multiple people, operating, if you will, in order to get this system alive and going, okay? That's why it's inviolable. There's no way I can just, replicate the codes and say, hey, this is the real system for Bitcoin, not where you guys are at. That's not possible, because I might have all the numbers, all the look-like information, but deep down, the information of location, the information of time, all of it will be already established and connected to the computers that are operating it. So that's why you cannot break it. It's not a Ctrl-C, Ctrl-V thing, I hope I have managed to clarify, at least to give you a modest idea of what the blockchain technology looks like. There's a recommendation of a book I read a few weeks ago. I'm not sure if it's in English, but it's in Portuguese. I believe that people who are listening to me right now can read Portuguese. But it's called The 25 Steps to Understand the Blockchain, okay? It's a very didactical material. Anyone can read and understand what the blockchain technology, perhaps not explain, as you might have seen judging by my explanation here. It's not so simple to translate it into words, into simple terms, but it's simple to understand, okay? So you understand, like, hey, crypto coins, the blockchain technology is real, okay? It's something that is inviolable. There's no way someone can violate it. Someone can break it and replicate it. So if I have a Bitcoin, it's protected by this chain of information, chain of connections that testify together and immediately, that testify and would and will testify together and immediately that this Bitcoin I have, or a piece of Bitcoin, belongs where it belongs, okay? That's the purpose so far, okay? Of course, we're gonna have to have more episodes talking about crypto coins, but let's talk about Bitcoin. Bitcoin is so far the only, okay, maybe you guys don't agree, okay, here I don't mean to cause any controversy, okay? I don't mean to be controversial, but Bitcoin is today the only real crypto coin as far as I understand the game, okay? Why am I saying that? Because first of all, okay, let me just give you an empirical evidence. Check the price of Bitcoin, okay? And check the price of the so-called altcoins, okay? Like Ethereum, for example, is an altcoin, okay? It's because it is a crypto coin, cryptocurrency, but it's not Bitcoin, okay? When Bitcoin goes up, they all go up. When Bitcoin goes down, they all go down, okay? Of course, with slight differences, but in general, the big picture, that's what happens, okay? Why? Because Bitcoin first it's been the first crypto coin, is the inaugurator of the blockchain technology. There was no blockchain technology active before Bitcoin, okay? So they came together, and remember what I said, blockchain won't and isn't only being used to produce, quote unquote, cryptocurrencies. It can be used to all types of the types of registering, online. Okay, safe registration online. That's what blockchain technology can do. Judge by all the things I have said so far. I think that it's been clear that it is a safe system. I mean, safe in terms of no one from outside or from inside can change the information in the game. Okay, in the system. Okay, the flow of information, the history of information, it's unchangeable. Okay, so as I was saying, it is not only in the future not be only used to create crypto coins, also any kind of online safe registration. So the documents you have registered, your birth certificate, your marriage certificate, you have in the registration bureaus, they won't exist anymore, because you will be able to, from your computer, have these files, these archives, you will, encrypted in order to make sure that they are the original. Okay, and you keep them online, where in a cloud system, wherever, but in the sense that no one can replicate it, or come up with one replica, without it being very clear that this is a replica and what you have is the original. All right. So why, getting back to the Bitcoin thing, okay, why is it the only real cryptocurrency in my opinion? Okay, well, first, because the rules established to it date back from 2008, 2009, when it was started, when it was inaugurated, so to say. And they're very, very how can I put it, strict. Okay, first and most importantly, there's a limit. Okay, one of the doubts I had before I started reading about it was like, hey, why can't I just create a Bitcoin in my computer? Like, can I create 1 million Bitcoins in my computer? If it is that simple, right? So now I know, and I hope you also know or have an idea of, why it's not possible, right? Because I can do that on my computer. It's not a page with numbers, it's a web connection, this whole system connecting and advocating, mutually over time. In this case, since 2009, 2008. Okay, so there's background and history from all that, in all the remember what I said, right? All the pieces of information, time, location, how long it happened, take to create different blocks, right? I was using the term dot, but you can say block, right? Every time you break a code, it's a block. That's why blockchain. How long things happen, and who did who, who exchanged with whom, and so on and so forth, right? So all of it brings us to the point in which we know for sure that the blockchain technology is here to stay. Okay. So again, why is Bitcoin the only real cryptocurrency in my opinion? Okay, I was saying because of its history. Okay, it's been the first. It has, again, second and maybe most importantly, or maybe as important as the first one, because it has a limit. Okay, different from Ethereum, for example. Ethereum is limitless. I'm not saying it's worthless because it's limitless, but it's not so valuable as something that is limitless. Okay, why is gold valuable? Because you cannot find gold. First, you cannot make gold. Second, you cannot find gold anywhere, okay, or everywhere. And it is scarce, as we say, okay? It has limit, right? So is Bitcoin, all right? So why are people mining Bitcoin if it's scarce? If it's, okay, it's scarce, but it's still not gone, okay? The way we're going, okay, we're gonna get to the last Bitcoin mined in about 100 years. Okay, so there's still a lot to go. All right, and basically the concept behind coins is that, okay, scarcity first of all, right, and the second and most importantly, uniqueness, right? It is what it is, and you cannot change it or you cannot change it easily, right? Or you cannot change it at all, like gold and like Bitcoin. Okay, one similarity between gold and Bitcoin is that both cannot be created, cannot be replicated. You cannot just make gold. Okay, you can fool someone saying it's gold. Okay, something is gold, but to the goldsmith, for example, you will never be able to pull that off. Okay, so it is Bitcoin. Someone who knows the minimum of what a Bitcoin is, you will never be able, no one will never be able, no matter how good the computer, how much machine behind him or her they have, they cannot just pull it off. They cannot just replicate and say it is what it is not. I'm not saying the altcoins are vulnerable or you can do this with them, but they all exist in different rules, okay? That I myself am still analyzing and trying to figure out, trying to understand why, it is what it is. But I would say that we still have time to go. They're all promising, okay, just like Bitcoin was 10 years ago, right? But the truth of the matter is that most miners, let's call them miners, most people that are mining, operating, okay, not to mention people trading it, like myself, for example, selling and buying, right? Trading by meaning selling and buying it in order to get profit out of it, are at Bitcoin right now, okay, and will be for the next centuries probably, okay, because it is the first, it is the pioneer, it is the safest, it is the only one 100% established without any blind spots, right? And that's all I have to share right now. Okay, I'm dividing everything we have to talk about it. Okay, in different pieces. Okay, in order to get easy to understand. Okay, so listen to this episode again. I promise it will pay off, so you can understand better. Or leave your comments down below. And of course, stay tuned for the next episodes we're gonna bring about it, and the many other interesting topics we're going to be recording. And of course, go read up about it and watch videos about it online. Go learn, it as much as you can, and try to get good business as much as you can with it, or at least to know exactly what it is and if you can help anyone with it. All right, so that will be all for this episode. I'll be catching you in the next one. Bye bye, stay safe, and stay tuned. See you soon. Bye bye.